But if you close your eyes.
Good day, friends, and welcome to Pass It On, a Knights Nation talk show focusing on relevant student and staff conversations, dealing with everyday issues and attempting to bring them into a positive light through ideas, sports, and solutions as it relates to the community that's in and around our school. I'm your host, Andre Quattlebaum, better known as Coach Q. My next guest have been supporting the production theater since 2002, and she became the director in 2012. She's been an incredible music teacher for 19 years, teaching at every level of music there can be. This pleasant and beautiful woman is currently the director of theater and art. Okay, so we welcome Miss Michelle Lavasser. Glad you could make it here today, Miss Lavasser. How are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you.
Okay. Michelle has brought along with a couple of students, James, Ronan, Louisa, and Sarah, okay, along with Ms. Erica Hosey, okay? So as I always say, time is money, so let's get started. First question goes out to you, Ms. Lavasser. How does students in schools benefit from having a drama club or theater in their schools?
Cool. One, students become part of a group that I think they'll always be part of, like for their whole life. For instance, the 2008 to 2012 alumni are planning a reunion.
Okay.
And so that's really exciting because I haven't seen some of them for a really long time. And I think that that's really amazing. And I think within the group here, you guys are friends. So you know you have, and you go through, to put a production up, you have to sort of bear your vulnerabilities in a way that's really, can be very profound. You make a lot of mistakes, you forget your lines, you have to worry about whether your acting is good or your tech is working.
Okay.
One little light glitch and you're like, ah. So we have to come together.
You have to be on point.
Well, we also have to accept our flaws. You become very humble because you're like, I'm never going to be perfect. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be almost perfect, but you have to accept it, and we all have to come together and love each other through those things.
Absolutely. As we said in the intro, you've been doing this for approximately, well, English teacher for 19 years. When did you know or decide that you wanted to be into drama?
There was a production happening here in 2009, I think. They were putting on Willy Wonka, and somehow I got pulled into it.
Okay.
The kids were like, hey, we need some help, whatever, and I went in and I was like, ah, this is where I want to be.
Okay, it's exciting.
I love it. And we all know it. You get into these things, and about halfway through, you're like, why am I doing this? It's so exhausting.
Okay.
And when it ends up, you're just like, woo.
So I'll segue my questions over to these talented young friends that you brought along. Starting with Ronan. Ronan, when did you know that you wanted to be a part of a drama presentation?
In 6th grade, we read a play in English class, and I thought it was really fun.
Okay.
So in 7th grade, that English teacher started a drama club, so I decided to join.
Okay. And Ms. Hosey, when did you decide that you wanted to be a member of the drama production?
Well, here, because I was going to say my parents decided when I was about in kindergarten, but here, Miss Bittman and Mr. Wilson, who used to be a tech ed teacher here, kind of convinced me that I could do it because I had a little bit of a dance background and a theater background and wanted to be involved in both. So.
Okay. And Louisa, when did you decide that you wanted to be into drama?
Well, I've been performing for a while now, since I was about 6. But I've always enjoyed imitating different characters. And then when theater came into my life, my parents were like, hey, you should go join this. And then I joined and I can't go back.
And Miss Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're currently the president, or?
I'm the vice president.
You're the vice president. So
Yeah.
when did you decide that you wanted to get into theater?
Well, I've been doing theater since elementary school, on and off, and I knew I wanted to do it in high school because I wanted to really find a group that I really belonged in. I'm also an orchestra, so I belong there too. But it really brings out your confidence, and I wanted to open up more as a person, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay. And James, you are not only a nostalgic member of Pass It On, but you also do outstanding work for the drama and theater as well. So tell us a little bit what got you into drama and theater.
What got me into drama and theater was back in 10th grade. One of my friends decided to tell me to do drama because, you know, I always did like to do a lot. I was always like to be busy with work. And then I moved over to 11th grade. I came over to North County.
Okay.
And I decided to do drama because it was the best way to make friends. And I was new. I was kind of new to school, so I knew I could make some friends in
Great
drama.
point of view, James.
And then I got dragged into lights forever.
Well,
It's not letting you graduate.
Right.
It's not letting you-
as we all know, lighting is very essential into anything when you're doing a production. So, James, it may seem minuscule to you, but it's very, very, very important for a presentation to be looked at as quality. And my great friend over here, Alec,
Yes.
the voice of sound. Okay, tell us a little bit about why you got into theater and drama.
Unlike most people, I got my start a little later. I started doing drama club in the 9th grade, and I actually skipped the first production of the year at my old school. I just didn't audition for it, but the second one, because that school did 3 plays a year, I did audition for that. I think it was my friend Cosmo who convinced me to join. I mean, I'd always been interested, but I didn't never put myself forward, and then my friend convinced me to audition. And really lucky for me, it wasn't really an orthodox audition where everybody has something prepared or they just read out loud from a book. It was mostly like a lot of improv activities, and that allowed me to, you know, show myself off and segue into my part in my first play.
Okay, outstanding. That's very rewarding for all of you guys to be a part of a profound musical drama. I've been here for 5 years, and you guys have put on some outstanding presentations over the 5 years that I've been at North County. I mean, it's very relevant in the community. People come from all parts of the Anne Arundel County to come and see you guys' presentation. So the work that you guys are putting in is speaking for itself. How many different students are a part of the different drama and theater? Is there different members in music in comparison to theater? So I'll pose that question to you since you're the director.
Well, I just want to point out that Miss Bittman is directing the musical.
Okay.
Because I want to put her name in there. She just wasn't able to be here today. I direct the plays,
Okay.
and Miss Bittman and I share the advisor role for the club.
Explain that role of an advisor.
What do we do?
A lot of things.
Well,
You do a lot of
sometimes we
things.
send out texts to remind people to be someplace right before they're supposed to be here. We're supposed to communicate with the club. We have meetings about once a month. We actually have a meeting.
Okay.
We do fundraising. We plan trips. We go to Theater Fest. We just keep the club together, I
Okay.
guess, depending on what happens. The big things are running the meetings and help supporting the executive officers and, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Putting on the place.
Well,
But you asked a question before that, I don't remember.
I was saying how many different
Yeah.
members are in music and drama?
I think we have like 40 to 50 floating in and out.
Okay.
Our tech crew can anywhere be between 5 people and 25 people. It just depends on what we're doing. I think right now we're kind of around 15 to 20 stalwart members who are there pretty much building the sets. We have 4 or 5 people in the booth, maybe. Just
4 or 5 people.
because there's ongoing training.
Okay.
Like, obviously James has got to train a new person to do lights. We can't really fail him.
He does that well.
Right. And then the production we just did was a smaller cast. We've had larger casts of 19 to 25 for the plays, but this time we had 11.
Okay.
So the smaller the musical maybe has 35.
It's right now about 40.
Okay.
Okay. I will ask this question since the name has come up. Ms. Bittman, how has Ms. Bittman been a supportive figure in your growth, Roman?
She is really, like, through the musical, we've not had many rehearsals yet, but, since I'm an ensemble, but she, with the rehearsals I've been to, she's really taught us to open up
Okay.
and be more confident in ourselves.
Okay. Ms. Olsen, how's Ms. Bittman been a supportive figure in your growth?
Well,
this year?
she told me I could do this, and I didn't think that I could. So she kind of, pulled me in and has, over time, given me more independence or support where I needed it. So in the beginning, I felt like I needed a lot of support for her to know what I was doing, and she kind of has start off with as much support as I needed, and then backed off as I've grown.
Okay. Moving on down the line.
Like what they both said, she's both a very supportive person, and she tells you that you can do this, and she's made us probably, and all of you directors, she's made us the actors that we've become, and we just hope that does nothing but improve.
Okay. So from your perspective as being vice president, I'm sure you've seen a lot of different things on how she's influenced a lot of different people. So speak to your regard on how she's helped influence you.
Oh, she's awesome. She is, again, really, really supportive, especially like personally, I don't believe that I can really do a lot of things, but
Okay.
then she gives me the confidence to be able to do it. And she's always so nice, and she's so patient, which is necessary if you're doing theater. You need to be patient. And she's very patient and very kind, and we get the work done too. So it's really nice.
So Ms. Bittman did support me. When I started out doing lighting for the first year, I had to take kind of a lead role for lighting, and Ms. Bittman was really helpful in saying, being patient with me, learning the system and learning how to do lights and everything.
Okay. Alec?
I've always seen Miss Bittman as someone who likes to pick out like people's talents or what they love to do and then find a way to let it shine. Like, for example, in last year's musical, I know Sarah is really into dance, and she's practiced tap and Irish dancing before, and then at some point in a song, Sarah got to do a little jig of her own. She's always like finding little fun ways to make the show either a little more funny or a little more meaningful.
Okay.
She just makes these little tweaks or gives people these opportunities to do things they like to do, unless of course it's Julian, then he does them anyway.
Okay. Ms. Lavasher, how has Ms. Bittman been a support
Well,
in your
before she was here, well, we had Miss Wiltz, Miss Shore. Before that, the musicals were really languishing because we just didn't have a person that could do them.
Right.
And the kids really love musicals, like they blossom. The plays are like hard work, we have a good time, but it's just hard work. And unless they're funny, there isn't even like a lot of laughter going on. Like we
Right.
had a serious play this time and we laughed because we were silly, but there wasn't really a funny play.
Okay.
But musicals are fun, and it invigorates the kids, it makes them want to do this. And she showed up, like Miss Wilt said, you know, I have this woman, this teacher here who played piano, and it turned out to be Miss Bittman. I was like, I know her, I didn't know she could do that.
Right.
She has a beautiful voice, but not only that, forgetting all that stuff, she fundraises like no other. And she's just consistent, like she just,
She makes it happen.
yes.
Okay.
And I think she really invigorated the club and gave the kids this amazing thing. I mean, we literally had 12 kids doing musicals.
Well, I'm sure
Now we
she.
have 40.
Right. I'm sure she'll be very happy to know how well thought she is by you guys, and especially from a colleague standpoint, from afar looking at her, I definitely respect her capabilities and what she does, not only from a department chair in English, but also being a outstanding figure as far as drama and theater piece that go. Is there something in your works that you guys are working on as far as drama or musical theater? Is something coming down the
Can I
pipeline?
speak to that?
Sure, yeah, should we announce the musical? We're doing,
Yes.
Yes,
we're doing The Little
absolutely. Pass it
Mermaid. We are working really hard. We just had our first Under the Sea rehearsal yesterday. So
Under the Sea
yeah.
rehearsal.
It's very exciting. It went really well, I thought. And so yeah, it's starting to get to the exciting part. It'll be in April. I believe April 20th is the first day,
Yeah.
and then the following weekend as well. So yeah, so it should be good.
I'm going to wrap this up, and it's definitely been a pleasure in being able to get the chance to know you guys. This is what Pass It On is all about. We work, we intertwine with each other all the time, but we don't know different things that's happening in the school as far as plays is concerned. I'm sure that information only stays in a small circle. If you're a part of it, then you know you have the awareness of it. If you're not a part of it, then you may figure out, wow, I missed that. I didn't know that came down. So Pass It On is an opportunity to pass this information on, and it will go out to the community. You said it's going to be in April?
April
Yes,
20,
April
21,
21.
and then the following weekend,
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Correct.
matinee, and a Saturday evening show.
Okay. So to get you all on here, tell us something about all of you that we don't know, starting with you, Ronan.
Oh, well, I'm sure they know, but I'm a very, very big fan of roller coasters.
Roller coasters. Erica.
I love cheese.
I love cheese. Wisconsin cheese.
All cheese.
All
I've never
cheese.
met a cheese I didn't like.
Louisa.
Good one. I don't know. One that I'm still getting out there is I'm a YouTuber.
You're a YouTuber. Okay. Sarah.
I've done this in the talent shows, but I've been an Irish dancer for 9 years.
Irish dancer. Okay, we're going to get you back on the show to talk about that.
Okay.
Maybe show
Really
us
good.
a dance or two. James.
I'm a really huge nerd, like really big.
We all,
Wow.
we all knew
No, you're
that.
not. Nerd. No way. Hi, James. Alec.
I'm looking to study foreign language in college and maybe become a translator or interpreter.
Okay.
Hey.
Mr.
I would really like to write a book,
Write a
or a
book.
series of short stories.
Okay.
Really.
That's that right down your pipeline. Okay. So once again, friends, thank you for coming on to Pass It On and sharing your potential and sharing your growth. It's been very exciting to be able to learn more about you. As I said, I see you guys all the time in the building and things of that nature, but I don't know how great you guys are until we actually sit down and have these type of conversations and figure out what you're doing. So it's very meaningful to me for you guys to come on to Pass It On and share that information. You're definitely friends of the show. Anytime you have anything that you want to share to get the information out through drama or musical or fundraising and things of that nature, please let Pass It On know. That's what the show is all about. So once again, we'd like to thank you all for coming on to the show. Greatly
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having
Thank you
us.
for accommodating our large group.
No problem. We'll be right back with 2 more guests. Stay tuned.